Abraham's covenant with God.
What is a covenant? A covenant is an agreement between two parties. In this case, it is between God and God's people.
Let's look at Abraham's view. God gave Abraham and his wife Sarah so much land to share with their kids. Abraham and Sarah were very confused because Sarah couldn't have kids, so how were they meant to share the land with their kids if there were no kids? Many years passed, and Abraham and Sarah still didn't have a son to share their land with. One day, Sarah came to Abraham and said, "Since God isn't providing us with a son, and now I am far too old to have a son of my own, have one with my servant Hagar." So that is exactly what he did. Abraham married and had a son with Hagar. Sarah then became very jealous and couldn't stand the fact that she didn't have a son of her own.
Abraham bowed to God while he said, "You need to circumcise all the males in your house, and I will provide you with your very own child with Sarah." About a year later, when Abraham was 100 years old and Sarah was 90, Sarah gave birth to their son and named him Isaac, like God had told. When Isaac was a young man, as a test, God said to Abraham, "Go, kill your only son Isaac, give him to me as a sacrifice." Abraham wanted to show his faith in God, so he prepared Isaac to be sacrificed. On the way up to the sacrificing spot, Isaac said, "Father, we have all the stuff to do the sacrificing, but what exactly are we sacrificing?" Abraham just stayed quiet, and then when they finally got to the spot and Abraham was preparing to kill his son, when God said, "I now know you do not fear me because you haven't kept your only son from me," then out of nowhere a ram appeared and Abraham hugged Isaac. Then God said to Abraham, "Because you were prepared to give me everything, even your only son, I promise to bless you. Your descendants will be more than the stars in the sky. Because you have obeyed me, all the families in the world will be blessed through your family." Time to answer some questions. Key background info. God promised Abraham to make him the father of great people, and Abraham and his descendants must obey God. In return, God said he would protect and watch over them and gave them the land. I think this Bible passage is quite significant to the story because it is one of the first times in this story that God talks to Abraham. God tells Abraham that he needs to go to the land where he can start his family.